KTSM 9 News, your local weather authority. This is your forecast first.
Well, we've seen a very active day across much of the borderland area. Not so much for El Paso, but we are continuing to see some storms out in White Sands heading into the rest of Otero County. Here's what we're looking at as far as rain goes for the El Paso area. Just seeing some isolated showers trying to move north of the Sun City. Here's a live picture of Las Cruces. Things are really starting to clear out, and here's how you can plan out the next couple of hours. 63 degrees around 8 o'clock tonight, 50 around 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll tell you when our next storm system is expected to hit. KTSM 9 News at 5 starts right now.
And coming up, coronavirus latest as President Trump declares a national state of emergency. City leaders with an update on what they're doing in preparation of the virus, just in case it reaches El Paso.
Plus, long lines and empty shelves. El Pasoans stocking up on supplies, while state and local officials are saying it's doing more harm than good. And
school districts extending spring break, and UTEP with a major announcement. KTSM with a list of what students and parents need to know.
From the station putting local first, this is KTSM 9 News at 5.
I am, at this moment, declaring a state disaster for all counties in the state of Texas.
The Secretary of HHS will be able to immediately waive provisions of applicable laws and regulations to give doctors, all hospitals, and healthcare providers maximum flexibility to respond to the virus.
We continue our coverage of the coronavirus, and although there are still no confirmed cases in El Paso, city and county leaders are also issuing local disaster declarations. Thanks for being with us. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Natasha Paloma. El Paso leaders say the city has so far tested 4 people for coronavirus. All have returned negative. KTSM 9 News reporter Selena Quintana live at the Office of Emergency Management in Northeast El Paso.
City and county officials announced today in the declaration that it will be able to help provide resources to set up quarantine stations, as well as provide tools to hospitals as needed if there is an event of a coronavirus spread in the city. Now, Mayor Dean Margot says, though there are currently no cases here, they are to be expected given the cases throughout the state. Officials say the city has a total of 800 coronavirus tests at their public health department and asked the public to stay home. Mayor DeMargo says people should remain calm.
Does not equate to a panic. All we're doing is being proactive. A state of the an emergency declaration simply opens the door for financial resources and support at the state and federal level that we would otherwise be unable to avail ourselves of if we need them.
Local leaders encourage everyone to keep washing their hands and to avoid touching their face. The city explained in the declaration they will work collaboratively with the entire region, including El Paso County, Las Cruces, and Ciudad Juarez, as well as local health authority to ensure appropriate and necessary measures that must be taken to limit the development, contraction, and spread of the coronavirus. Now, if you or anyone is displaying symptoms of the coronavirus, they do ask you to consult with any health officials. You can go ahead and call 211 if you have any questions to make sure that you fall into the category in the sense that you need to be taken to be given the coronavirus test. Reporting in Northeast El Paso, Selena Quintana, KTSM 9 News.
All right, Selena, thank you very much. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott's statewide disaster declaration is going to unlock more resources for the state to use to better combat the virus. It will temporarily waive state laws that hinder state agencies' ability to respond to COVID-19. The declaration also allows the Texas Department of Emergency Management to reassign personnel and immediately move resources across the state. Governor Abbott also discussed updates to testing capabilities in Texas. In the meantime, there are now 10 presumptive positive cases in New Mexico. The 4 new cases since yesterday's updates include 3 more people in Bernalillo County and 1 in Santa Fe County. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham says 1 person is in the hospital, 3 are in isolation at home. Yesterday, the New Mexico Health Department issued a public health order temporarily prohibiting mass gatherings in the state that brings together 100 or more people in a single room. Well, empty shelves in stores around the Sun City with household items such as toilet paper and bottled water running out amid COVID-19 concerns. City and state health officials are telling you not to clear the shelves.
People rushing to the stores trying to stockpile, but it's causing more harm than good. KTSM 9 News reporter Stephanie Shields here in the studio with the frustration from local shoppers.
Well, it started with medical masks, then hand sanitizer, and now toilet paper. Shoppers on the hunt for supplies in high demand, but officials want you to slow down and leave some for everyone. Now take a look at this. El Paso shoppers lined up outside Costco waiting to head inside for some supplies. They told KTSM they waited about an hour to get inside the store. According to shoppers, Costco is limiting shoppers to 2 cases of water, and items like toilet paper, Lysol spray, and paper towels are cleaned out. Other stores such as Target seeing something similar, shelves empty, forcing stores to limit shoppers looking to buy disinfecting products. Shoppers told us they think this comes from everyone buying in a panic in response to coronavirus and from seeing areas on lockdown.
People just kind of blowing it out of proportion. Okay, you're buying a lot of stuff, but maybe there's some people who need it more. Now I understand, okay, maybe you might be running out of something, but you don't need to take 7, 8 packs. You can take 1, you can take 2, leave some for other people.
El Paso does not have confirmed cases at the moment. Officials say to shop accordingly, keeping others in mind. Remember, local officials and health experts want you to remind you not to panic, don't hoard items, and continue washing your hands. Stephanie Shields, KTSM 9 News.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Walmart says it's increasing efforts to keep all of their stores stocked and clean. According to the company, they are working to replenish cleaning supplies and paper products as quickly as possible. Walmart says all stores are cleaned every day with sanitizing solutions that are used in high-touch areas like registers and shopping carts.
Well, now to the schools. Local school districts are coming together today to find ways to help prevent coronavirus in their schools. So far, schools that have made changes are EPISD, which is extending spring break 1 week until March 30th. SISD spring break also extended 1 week until April 6th. As of now, YISD has suspended all out-of-town travel for students and staff, but has not extended spring break. The Clint ISD also extending spring break until March 30th. Now, one Horizon High School student says districts need to take precaution.
One of my biggest concerns, especially, is students coming back out of spring break. We have students coming in from parts of California, New York, a lot of these infected areas. And, if our district does decide to not postpone school and we, stick according to plan in terms of the schedule coming into school, and I think not next week, the week after, these students coming from various parts of the countries, I think our district needs to take every precaution necessary.
And again, Clint ISD is extending spring break. Today, Governor Greg Abbott briefly touched on what the state will do as many schools are extending their breaks, saying that he is speaking to superintendents and is working on having lunch programs continue even if the schools are closed.
Just about an hour ago, UTEP's President Heather Wilson announcing most classes will be moving online for the remainder of the semester. KTSM 9 News reporter Shelby Kapp is live at UTEP with what students can expect.
UTEP students are now on spring break, but the week following spring break, all face-to-face classes are canceled. Now that's so that professors can prepare to move those classes to online. So after the week of March 23rd to the 29th, all classes that can be moved to online will. Now other classes that can't be moved to online, like laboratories and performing arts classes, they will still meet, but they will meet in smaller groups. They'll be meeting in smaller groups. Now, President Heather Wilson says that UTEP students are, after the week, that President Heather Wilson says that computer labs will still be available to students. They are working on making them available so that students don't have to be close to one another. Now, President Heather Wilson adding that she knows moving classes to online is a challenge for many students.
Ask each of you to renew your commitment to master the material in your courses this semester, even if that material is delivered differently than perhaps you expected at the start of the semester.
As for UTEP, all gatherings of 250 plus people will be canceled or broken up into smaller groups. This also applies for events at Don Haskins. Now, classes will be remaining online for the remainder of the semester, and now professors will be communicating with students about how those online classes will work. And as for commencement, President Heather Wilson says it is still too early to say. Reporting live in West El Paso, Shelby Kapp, KTSM 9 News.
All right, thank you, Shelby. El Paso Community College also with a big announcement today. EPCC says it is extending spring break 1 week and moving the remainder of the spring semester online. The college says classes comprised of components that cannot be moved online, like clinicals and labs, will be handled on a case-by-case basis.
The Bishop of El Paso is announcing the diocese is taking further steps to stop the potential spread of COVID-19. According to Bishop Mark Seitz, the holding of hands during the Our Father and the shaking of hands during Peace Be With You is currently suspended. Instead, the bishop recommends parishioners just bow. Seitz also says the chalice will not be offered during communion and the sacramental bread will be given by hand only. The bishop is also asking those who don't feel well to just stay home. All right, I know it's a lot of information. For the full list of cancellations and postponements and changes due to the coronavirus, go to our website, ktsm.com.
Your Ways Traffic Check, sponsored by Blusheen, Bias, and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
All right, we're taking a look at traffic at this hour. You can see the Spaghetti Bowl at a little bit of a slowdown right now. And also here in far west El Paso by the Mesa exit, traffic slowing down in both directions. Coming up, protecting your wallet. If you find yourself sidelined by the coronavirus, some tips to keep you financially afloat.
And later, a lot of misinformation out there about the virus. We are separating fact from fiction based on what the experts are saying.
And we're slowly beginning to clear out from this very weather-active afternoon. I'm going to tell you exactly when we expect to see this rain ending and when our next storm system is expected to arrive. Thanks for watching KTSM 9 News at 5.
You're watching KTSM 9 News at 5 with Daniel Marin, Natasha Paloma, and Chief Meteorologist Monica Cortez.